Okay, let's get into this one right here. Well, the news on the wire, Kawhi Leonard and Steve Ballmer doing dirty deals under the table, folks. And let me tell you this. Let me tell you something. The NBA is so sad. The NBA is so pitiful. The NBA is so unwatchable that this is what they're going to bring you, folks. This is what they're bringing you now, just to keep the NBA in the loop. Bad news is good news. Whatever. It's news. It keeps the NBA talked about. It keeps the NBA interesting because these guys like Joker, SGA, Luka Doncic, Giannis, and even Anthony Edwards, though he's first generation American, these guys cannot sell the game. Sorry, they can't sell the game. I'm not going to come on this channel, on my platform, and just spew the same stuff that these guys are going to say, because it's all nonsense. It's just something to keep the NBA talked about. Now, Pablo Torres, this guy, right? Come on, man. He's so deep connected with the NBA. If the NBA says, shut your mouth, this dude will shut his mouth, right? But it has to be out here. It's being pushed by the NBA, okay? The NBA wants it out there so they can have some more pub, right? So, Torres, whatever, however you want to say his name, push this out. How did he know? Who told him? Who told him? I haven't heard nothing yet in out here a federal investigation about this, right? So they say that, Steve Ballmer funded Kawhi Leonard through endorsements to come play on the Clippers, right? Funded him through endorsements. And it was basically like a under the table deal. If I'm not wrong, you guys let me know. I just got done listening to ESPN because I listened to other couple channels, and they said something totally different. Not totally different, but they didn't say exactly what ESPN said. They just said he got money under the table in a secret deal. Kawhi Leonard did through the owner of the Clippers. Now, again, Ballmer paid the endorsement contract. Supposedly, he's saying he didn't, but paid the $28 million to Kawhi Leonard through through endorsement, this contract or agency, whatever it is. And basically, Kawhi Leonard didn't show up to do nothing to endorse the product. And from what I heard, he didn't have to neither. So they're basically saying Kawhi Leonard, basically, they cheated. They were over the salary cap, and they couldn't get they gave him a contract, but they couldn't give him no more than what they could give him on that contract because they would go over the salary cap. So they gave it to him through that endorsement. I don't know, folks. Nothing's really. I want to see what's going to come out of this. How is it illegal? Well, I guess it's illegal if he's saying he didn't do it. If he's saying he didn't do it, Ballmer, I guess it is illegal. I don't know. I'm just not buying it, man. It's kind of like, boring, old, stale. Like, can the NBA bring us any real on-court greatness? Can they really bring us anything? Hell, I would be happy if the superstars in this era at least paired up like LeBron James did. Like, don't stop it. Why stop it? Put Giannis with SGA, put Joker with Luka, it's stuff like that. Put Donovan Mitchell with AD. All these crazy matchups. Give us something. Give us some excitement. Don't stop it now. LeBron James and Kevin Durant did it for years. So why stop it now? Okay? And I'm not buying it, man. This is just a bunch of trash. These are what you call billionaires that's going to do business. And what I mean by that is nothing's going to happen. Say if he check it out. Say if he relinquishes ownership of the Clippers, he has to put them up for sale. Now what? What now? He gets to sell them and make even more money. Right? Ain't that what I forget what the guy was, the racist Clippers owner, right? He made like triple or some crazy number of what he bought them for. So he was laughing all the way to the bank when he bought the Clippers. And then when he sold them, it didn't hurt him that he had to sell the Clippers. That dude got paid. And now, even if they make Steve Ballmer sell the team, he's going to get paid. He's going to get paid, folks. And guess what? The NBA is going down the trash can. It's going down the trash can. All these teams are selling. They ain't worth nothing in the future. There ain't nobody watching this trash. They're already promoting in the offseason the Euro League. The NBA is promoting the Euro League. Go to the NBA website. Go to NBA. Yeah. Go to the NBA on YouTube, their YouTube channel. They promote the Euro League now. Why? Because their Euro stars that's over here, they leave the NBA when the season is over and go to the Euro League and ball over there. It would be head scratching when I was growing up, and they were promoting the Euro League, the NBA. Really? The Plumbers League? No, folks, that would not happen. And don't tell me how better these guys are in the Euro League and all that stuff. Fine, if you think that, that's fine. But they're not. They would be in the NBA if they were good enough, right? The majority of them guys, they're not in the NBA. They're not in the NBA. Yes, you have the best guys in the NBA, but the rest of them ain't in the NBA. So if the NBA product is declining, why the hell would I want to watch a Euro League that's not even better than the NBA? And don't give me, they almost beat us, man. They almost beat us in the Olympics. Man, let me tell you something. After me thinking about a lot of stuff, I really think if those NBA players, even though they're not better than the dream teams, I think if they wanted to run amok on those Euro League players, they could have. I'm being serious. Think about who they had on them teams. They might have had one superstar, if any, on those teams. Right? We're talking about all-time great superstars. We have many all-time great superstars on our Olympic team in 2024, right? So, to me, I think it seemed like it was just business. The NBA and they all got together. Hey, make sure they stay close. Make sure they act like there's some threat to us, so we can. It's a promotion. You're promoting the Euro League. If you can make these guys seem like they caught up to us, then okay. And I'm not trying to say, okay, yeah, you got Joker, you got Giannis, you got Luka, you got all these, great guys like that. But that's not a lot. That doesn't matter. You got a whole team. That's just one player on Serbia, one player on whatever team, Luka was playing on. He didn't even make it far. One player that Giannis was playing on, he didn't make it that far. He got trapped. He got rolled. So that's what I'm trying to say. I'm not trying to make up excuses for, them playing bad, but I feel like the way everything is so crooked, everything is such a lie, and everything's about money. I think that they were just doing that to make the Euro League look good. So if you make the Euro League look good, now, what are you doing now? You're over there watching the Euro League in the NBA offseason because that's what the NBA is promoting, that these guys caught up to us. A whole bunch of guys sitting around launching three-point shots, and that's it. Some the unathletic plumbers, right? This is the LeBron James era guys that done caught up to us, right? I did that piece this morning, right? And I did all NBA 2003 when Michael Jordan was 39-40 versus LeBron James all NBA 39-40, right? 24-25. It was just a joke, man. You had people like Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, I want to say Kobe Bryant, Shaquille O'Neal, and Tracy McGrady. That was all NBA first team and Michael Jordan's last year, folks. And the second team was stacked too. The second team was stacked too. And then we know who's the all NBA in 2024, right? First team, who was it? Donovan Mitchell, Joker, I want to say Giannis, SGA. Did I say Joker? But those aren't matching up to the 03 guys. They're not. I'm just trying to tell you the level of competition. And then most of them guys in 2003, they were on all NBA defensive. They were on all NBA defensive. Was it Cole? I think Allen Iverson was on the second team. Allen Iverson was second, along with Jason Kidd. Oh my God, who else was second team? Oof, I forget now. Oh, Chris Webber, Ben Wallace. That thing was stacked. And then you had the second team with, I think, Jason Tatum, LeBron James, of course, Anthony Edwards, I think Curry, somebody else. They didn't have a center this year. I forget who it was, but still, those guys that I mentioned, they were basically in the beginning of their prime, or in their prime when Michael Jordan was 39, 40, I think, except for Shaq. He might have been like, meddling towards the end of his prime. So, yeah, the competition is not the same, folks. And I think we did. Oh no, that was 2007 when LeBron James went to when he went to the finals. And the top 5 players, all NBA, the top 5 players, all NBA, were in the West, and the top 5 defensive players on All NBA defensive was in the West too. Ain't that it? No, yeah. So Michael Jordan's last year, all of them was in the West too, when LeBron James came in 2003. Except for, I guess that would be Tracy McGrady, right? But all the rest of them were in the West. The Kevin Garnett's, the Tim Duncan, Shaq, and Kobe. So I'm not buying this, man. You guys can buy it, run with it, have a good story with it, whatever. It's just, the NBA is over, man. This is what they got to bring you. That their own clubs were cheating. You think this would actually come out? These are billionaires, right? This is a $1 billion company, the NBA, and these teams, what do you want to call franchises? They're billionaire franchises. Can't no dummy like Pablo Torres break no story like this. It just wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen. And who'd he break it to? So he broke the story. How'd he find out? And then it went to the feds. It's a federal investigation. I'm not buying it, folks. You can go ahead and buy it. I'm not going to go ahead and buy it. It's a dumb story. It's a dumb story. He would trust me. He would get blackballed out of the damn NBA. In, I don't know if he's in the NBA anymore, but he won't have no credibility. Let me tell you something. That dude would be shaking in his boots if he reported something like this without their permission. Are you out of your mind? You messing with billionaires. You know what I'm saying? You messing with, you know what this guy's messing with? Come on, man. He couldn't break no story like. The only way he could break a story like this if it was getting investigated first by the feds, right? But I still would think he would need permission to still break a story like this, right? Because if it was being investigated by the feds, who said it wants to be out there? Things don't run how you guys, a lot of people think it does. So whatever the outcome is on this, either he has to sell the team, nothing gets found, whatever. To me, it's all fake. It's all pub. It's all to get people talking about the NBA. In the fact that, it's starting to get boring with the NBA, man. This is all you got? You don't have no on-court greatness? Oh my God, no on-court greatness. So, either way it goes, the Clippers organization and Kawhi Leonard they basically robbed the fans out of money. They robbed the fans out of money. They put them with, playoff P. They put them with, what was Kawhi Leonard with playoff? Were they all together there at one time? Damn, that's a super team, right? Paul George, James Harden, and Kawhi Leonard. Wow, what a lot of money being sold, man. See, I don't really worry about the players because I don't think they're making this kind of money anyways in the first place. But it's just the fans, man. They just getting robbed out of their damn socks. The NBA is basically stick-up kids. I mean, to say you're paying these guys this kind of money, whether, I want to believe it or not, you're still boosting up prices on merch, hot dog tickets, parking, all this stuff, because you're saying these guys are making this kind of money. The NBA is the worst business of all time. It really is. You talking about poor, horrible customer service? It's the NBA. The load managing, guys not showing up to work, playing. That's basically stealing people's money. And then that's why I said these guys don't act like they're getting paid this money. Guys who actually, guys who were getting paid this kind of money, they would say, well, I'm not fucking this up. I'm getting paid 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 million a year to play damn kid sports, plus endorsements. So why would I fuck this up? I'm coming to work every day. I'm competing. I'm giving it my all. But instead, they play or act like they're not really getting paid all this money. So they're saying, fuck it. I'm not going to show up to work. I'm not going to play all these games. And I'm going to act like I'm hurt, right? That's what it would be, right? So if a club is saying they're paying you 40 million this year, 50 million, 30 million, whatever, 20 million, and they're really not, what's your obligation to even play? I guess it would be endorsements, right? I'm just saying, these guys don't act like they're making this kind of money, because you just wouldn't mess that up. You wouldn't mess it up. So you're paying, okay, for the people who do believe these guys are making this kind of money. So they're coming to work and they're saying, I'm just going to make all this money, not even competing, not playing no defense. Everybody play hot potato around the 3-point line, load managing, all this stuff. Wow, that's insane. I just don't know who would who would mess up that kind of money. It's shocking to me. That's why I said it's hard for me to believe that these guys make this kind of money, because next thing you know, you see these guys podcasting, you see these guys retiring, fighting for a job on the desk, trying to wear makeup and read from a damn teleprompter, being a play-by-play, all this stuff. It don't seem like guys that make that kind of money. There's no way you could get me on the desk if I got hundreds of millions of dollars. I'm about to go relax. I don't want to talk about no sweaty ass men. Now, if I didn't make that kind of money, I guess I would. I guess I would want to, spend the rest of my life talking about some sweaty ass men. And I'm being serious. I'm not just talking about these. You guys got to remember, these guys played in the NBA 12 years, 15 years, doing exhausting work. You've been playing since you was in college, high school, all this stuff, and you still want to retire and be around these sweaty ass dudes already? I mean, again, not me. You won't see me again like the lottery, like they always say. Hey man, if you hit the lottery, what you gonna do? I said, I ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna see me for probably about a couple years. I said, what? You ain't gonna buy a house? You ain't gonna buy a car? I said, nope. That's stress. That ain't nothing but stress. Man, I'm about to go on a vacation probably for 2 years. You ain't even gonna see me. Be gone. I'm going to relax. I ain't going to buy a whole bunch of stuff and be stressed. Hell no. Of course, eventually I will, but I'm just saying, we had that dream of hitting the lottery and never having to work again. Well, they hit the lottery, folks. But when they retire, they got to go back to work. And they hit the lottery. I mean, this is the most ridiculous thing you ever did. So whatever you want to take out of this story, I guess it ain't really worth talking about it for an hour. It's just, the NBA is dead, man. This ain't really no story that, we should be talking about in the first place. We should be talking about, real NBA. And some people, oh man, this is a big story. What you talking about? Of course it's a big story. This is what the NBA wants, folks. They want everybody to talk about this trash. And did it get taxed? That's what we want to know. He got the endorsement deal through the endorser, and then it got taxed. Well, I know they ain't that dumb. This endorsement is going to get taxed. But I guess the thing is, like people keep saying, if Bomber pay for it. Look, this is the final thought on this. You know what's so crazy? Okay, let's say, he did give Kawhi that money through that endorsement deal, and Kawhi Leonard didn't do a damn thing the entire time he's been over there. Kawhi Leonard didn't take that money. Remember, he was going to get paid more, I think like on a 4 or 5 year deal or something like that with Toronto, to sign with Toronto again. But he took less to come over to the Clippers, right? But the thing is, he hasn't did not, that was 2019-20 season, right? No, 18-19. Going into 19-20 season. God, it's been that long, folks. He signed that contract with the Clippers after he won that championship with Toronto. And then he came right over to the Clippers, and he hasn't did nothing. Absolutely nothing. That is crazy. I mean, this is literally this is literally stealing from the fans. Oh, this is what I was gonna say. Yeah, they got Kawhi. Why they want Kawhi Leonard? It wasn't because, if he was gonna play or not. It was they cared about winning the championship. Hell no, folks. This ain't got nothing to do with that. Once you can sign a big name like that, now you can just charge outrageous prices. And that's what they did. Once they got him, oh, he just won a championship. We got Kawhi Leonard, yada, yada, yada. Watch me raise these prices astronomical through the roof. That's what it was about, folks. And that's what these NBA teams do. They want to give these players these big contracts so they can raise the ticket prices, which now you raise the tickets, the merch, the hot dogs, the sodas, the nachos, the parking, everything, just the crazy price levels. Right? That's what they want. That's what they want. Just like, most of these employers out here, they don't care. The big ones that, there's being tariffs put on goods. They want this. They're making more money. They're making more and more money, folks. They're not losing any money because of this. They're actually making more money. Talking about your big companies. We ain't talking about like your little companies. We're talking about your big company, beer companies, soda companies, food companies, potato chip companies, alcohol companies, anything you can think of. Not just food, a lot of stuff. Tires, big companies. They're not hurting because the price went up because of tariffs. No, they're getting richer. So this is how sports is. These guys ain't worth this kind of money, but guess what? They want to give them this money. That's why the promotion by the ESPNs and all these dummies out here promote these guys, to be this good. Whether they are or they ain't. It's so what? So they can tell you these guys deserve these contracts. Right? They deserve these contracts for bouncing the damn ball and playing a kid's game. You don't deserve no contract at work, though. You don't deserve that. Only they deserve a contract. So like I said, just so they can raise the prices. That's it. So they couldn't wait to get Kawhi Leonard over there so they could raise the prices. And the nigga didn't even play. He didn't even play. I mean, this guy should be telling the fan base sorry. The Clippers, sorry for stealing their money. Sorry. Well, I guess it's too late now. They already know now. They're not going to take that apology. They found out, you doing underhand deals. And yeah, it's official. Kawhi Leonard stole all that money, and Ballmer was in on it too. So he can raise the ticket prices of everything. Well, raise the prices of everything on these damn fans. That's it. And you got to remember now the NBA has so many corporate packages that's paid by corporate members that they're making a lot of money. So a lot of these boxes, box seats, whatever, is bought by corporate money. And what they do, they write it off at the end of the year on taxes. Yep, that's what these businesses do. They go see NBA games, not just NBA games, Major League, NFL, whatever like that. So you can't even imagine how much those corporate tickets are costing, some of them for the whole season, and they're easy to get paid for, like I said, because they're just tax write-offs. And these companies and corporations, they will bring, just like their buddies there or the people they're trying to sell something to those games. Say if you got like, I don't know, just say for instance, you say you a big window company, right? You sell windows, and you're trying to get this customer to buy so many windows off of you or whatever. You give them a good deal, plus we'll give you, tickets to go see the Clippers 6 times this year or 8 times this year because they, like I said, they got the tickets now. And that's pretty much how it works. So yeah, so they're not worried about raising the prices on these corporate members because these corporate members don't even, they just write it off on taxes anyways. as an expense. It's the little guys that suffer really, but they don't lose no money on the little guy anyway, because the little guy, he's gonna get screwed anyways. He's gonna get screwed anyways. He's gonna have to, I mean, if you want to go to a game, you just want to watch it, okay. But if you want to go there, eat, you got a park, maybe you want to get something to drink, boy, you're gonna spend a lot of money. So yeah, man. This is your new NBA. These are your new headlines. Whatever. Like I said, Bomber, he probably want to sell that team anyway. It ain't nothing going on with that team. Ain't nothing going on with that team. Nothing never has, and nothing ever will. So they'll probably make him sell the team. He's gonna get filthy rich, or say filthy rich. The guy is filthy rich. He's gonna get even more filthy rich, right? And they'll probably pay some fine, and he'll probably write that off on some kind of expense, some kind of taxes or something like that. And this will be over, folks. It'll be over. And the NBA just got some more pub. This is, like I said, their new pub ain't on-court greatness. They don't have those type of players no more. You still have LeBron James in the league, folks. He just put out you think the NBA would let him put out a commercial like that in the 90s? The guy who failed, and now he's making commercials say he was the best of all time while he was playing. Wow, it's just crazy. It's just, this is why nobody watches the NBA, man. The NBA is basically screwing themselves just to get publicity. Pretty much talking, what do you want to call it? Giving themselves bad pub just to get any pub. They bringing back a Michael Jordan AI deepfake. This is what's so crazy. A Michael Jordan AI deepfake. How you know, man? What do you mean how I know? Oh, when they said Michael Jordan wasn't going to be live in studio and it's going to be a pre-recording, I already knew. Don't be a fool. They're so desperate. And it's probably going to be funny what capacity what he's going to be doing. It's like, man, why would you bring Michael Jordan back to this trash? It's not boosting ratings as far as something good. It's just something selfish as far as the NBA. For real, it's a selfish move. They're just trying to get pub for themselves. They're not trying to straighten out their game. Like, oh, Michael Jordan's coming back. He's going to straighten everything out. No, he's going to be an AI. He's not even going to be, on the desk with these guys, promoting the game like that. But let me say this real quick. I put up something the other day. Amari Stoudemire made the All-NBA 5 damn times. Right? Vince Carter made All-NBA 2 times. Okay, Vince Carter did make All-Star. I want to say he made All-Star maybe 7 times or something like that. And Amari made it like 6 times. My point was, I wasn't saying that Vince Carter shouldn't be in the Hall of Fame. I don't think he should be. But when you look at his regular season numbers in his prime, you can't deny him from being in the Hall of Fame. You just can't do that. It would be like, stopping Draymond Green from being in the Hall of Fame, right? Draymond Green is like all these defensive teams. He's got like 9 defensive teams. He's got a lot. He's got a Defensive Player of the Year. He's got a steals title. What else? He got 4 championships. I think he has 1 All-NBA. You just can't. He's going to the Hall of Fame, right? So, you can't stop Vince Carter from going to the Hall of Fame. His numbers are off the chain in the regular season. Trash in the playoffs, right? Just all-time trash. But the same too with Amari Stoudemire. Amari Stoudemire's regular season numbers in his prime are great. And they're better than Vince Carter's playoff numbers. Better than Vince Carter's playoff numbers. So, I don't know why Amari Stoudemire shouldn't be up for the Hall of Fame. I know he didn't go. He didn't go to no. He didn't go to the finals. Vince Carter didn't either. So I don't know how they're stopping him. And somebody said, "Oh, he's not the icon that Vince Carter is." I'm not trying to say Vince Carter ain't no damn icon. All I'm trying to say if you're gonna put one guy in there, you need to put the other guy in there. Don't put one guy in there based on he's an icon and all this stuff like that. You need to be putting him in there based on his career. And like I said, Vince Carter's career in the regular season is all-time great, no doubt about that. But to me, Amari Stoudemire's numbers are all-time great too. And I think Amari Stoudemire had better numbers in the playoffs and stuff like that. So I guess say what you want to say, man. I was just shocked. Amari All-NBA 5 times. Vince Carter, and I don't think Amari Stoudemire was even third team. I think he was All-NBA first team. What was it? 1 time, and then 4 times he was All-NBA second team. So he was a top 10 player in what was it in the league? What would that be? 5 times. Vince Carter was only a top 10 player 2 times. 2 times, if I ain't mistaken. Yeah, 2 times. Yep. So that settles it right there. Vince Carter was only a top 10 player in the league 2 times. Amari Stoudemire 5 times, folks. Yes, Vince Carter's got a couple of more All-Stars, but it's because Amari got hurt. And Vince Carter's, I think 2 of his All-Stars, his last 2 was basically off of popularity. He was on the reserves. Let me look this up real quick just to make sure. Give me 1 second. Amari Stoudemire. I didn't know this guy ain't even American. Or he might be. I thought they said he was from somewhere else. Let me see. No, he's from Florida. I must have been looking at somebody else. They said he was born somewhere else. That was somebody else I was looking at. Anyways, yes, he was first team in 07, in 05, 08, 2010, 2011. He was second team. So 5 times. He never was third team. So 5 times he was a top 10 player in the league. 5 times. Vince Carter, only 2 times, folks. And that was year 1 and year 2 for Vince Carter. After that, Vince was never I think it was, what was it, 2000? He was, I don't even think Vince ever made it in first team. Let me see. Nope, Vince never even made a first team. Was All-NBA second, 2001. All-NBA third in 2000. So his second season, he was All-NBA second. And then the third season, he was All-NBA third. And then after that, he never made an All-NBA again, folks. Never. Amari made 5. And he made at least 1 first team. Vince Carter never made 1. You're trying to tell me. Didn't Vince Carter play like 22 years? So for 20 years, Vince Carter wasn't a top 15 player? For 20 years. Because Amari didn't play that long because he got hurt. That's a long time. And we're talking about like after his 3rd year, he was never a top 15 player in the league. He never made All-NBA after his 3rd year. So after his 3rd year, he was never a top 15 player. What? That's Hall of Fame? I don't know about that, man. I don't know. So you was putting up all those stats for no reason. So people just they put you. Let me see something real quick. Yeah, he didn't average no more than Amari, really. Or no, that's Amari. Hold on.